Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another monster video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing an analysis on the monster Lumoona. So it's basically the legendary monster, but they made a mythic version, and it is actually a part of Galactic era, which is going to start very soon. So I'm going to be doing an analysis. We're going to see if this monster will be meta or not. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, let's go and get started. So gentlemen, this was posted by the community manager of the game, so everything here you see is official and will be out in the game for everybody. So this is a Lumoona, basically the legendary version, like I mentioned. They're making a mythic version of her, and it's quite interesting. Alright, so take a look at this. I'm not going to go ahead and read this. This is just a background story. If you guys want to go ahead and pause and read it, go ahead and do so. But I want to get into the analysis straight away because I'm sure many of you guys here are watching because of this. So Lumoona, I said Iwa? Whatever, let's just call it Lumoona. So let's go ahead and get into the skills first. Our hearts linked. It applies cold blood to itself, applies possession to an enemy, low magic damage to all enemies, and removes cold blood from itself. Basically what cold blood is, it ignores taunt and mega taunt, and you can basically possess whoever you want. So if the enemy is running taunt and mega taunt, or one of the two, and then you want to possess someone else in there, like somebody that doesn't have a taunt or something, it'll ignore that, and basically you can possess whoever you want, because that's what it does here, right? Now what I recommend doing is pairing it up with another monster that could apply positive effect protection, because then you can actually keep the cold blood. So one of the other skills that we're going to be taking a look at, you can actually go ahead and use that as well, you know what I mean, the cold blood effect. I hope that's how it works. I might be wrong, but we're gonna have to, of course, play with it once the monster is out and once I have access to it. So the next skill we got is Eyes of Loa, which removes positive status for one enemy, and Blind, and also a random negative status effect to all enemies. So the PER skill is to one enemy, to one person, right, one monster, and then the Blind and random negative status effect is to everybody. So here's the thing. Now what I'm wondering is that if you have cold blood, right, the cold blood effect that you keep with your positive effect protection, because basically it should give her the positive effect protection, your cold blood should basically last for another turn if it's more than one turn. And what you could actually do is you can use a PER skill on whoever you want. So let's say you don't want to use it on the Megaton monster, you can ignore the Megaton and PER whoever else you want, you know what I mean? But we're gonna have to play with it once, of course, we have access to the monster. Next skill we got is Undead Mojo, which is a moderate magic damage to one enemy, removes all negative status effects, and applies a random positive status effect to all allies. So all the negative status effects you have, like tortures, possession, whatever you got hit with or your monsters got hit with, you can cleanse them and actually give them a random positive status effect. So that's pretty good, especially in Team Wars. That could be a bit game changing. We got Stellar Calfo. Alright, that removes positive status from everybody, and a random positive status effect and a random elemental protection to all allies as well. Okay, alright, so PERs to everybody with that. Okay, that could be random, you know what I mean? The fact that you get a random elemental protection and a random positive status effect, so you could get, for example, dodge area, one of your monsters could get that, or evasion, and then one of the monsters could get magic protection or whatever else. And if the enemy doesn't have any PER skills or peer special, they're gonna be facing some trouble. Anyways, overall this monster is a magic support with cold blood, negative status effect, and positive status effect removal, random boosts, and a random debuffs. Okay, now let's take a look at the traits. The books, it's in the female book with the other three. One of the two of them are actually new. The other one, spirits. So female and spirits. Okay. It's a magic monster, of course, only one element, and it's in the Galactic era, of course. Trait-wise, we have Anticipation starting off really good. Immune to Possession as well. I'm guessing that's only to yourself. Yep. It's right here. Immune to Freeze as well. Immune to Control. So basically, all those two right here will upgrade to Immune to Control. So that'll give you Immune to Stun, Possession, Freeze, and whatever else. And then rank 5 status caster applies a random positive status effect at start of battle to everybody. Now, I do recommend maxing this monster out just because of that. And also, what we're seeing here with the stats, 15,024 speed. That's actually about 500 or something, somewhere around there, higher than, for example, one of the Blossom era. Let's just use, for example, that one magic supporter slash attacker, Amania, right? Lots of you players use it, and it's one of the fastest monsters, if not the fastest, for the Blossom era. So that's like about 500-ish higher than that. So it's pretty fast, I would say. And also this, if you could get it to rank 5, that random positive status effect in the start of battle can really help you out in team wars and could probably chip off a coin from the enemy if they're not using, like, let's say a Pierce monster or something like that, if that's not in the restriction, you know what I mean? So keep those things in mind for those of you guys that plays the game competitively, or even if you don't play competitively, of course. Power, we have 24,832. You don't have to worry about the power since this monster's not an attacker. 305,135 light. Now for using Amania as the example again, that's like about 30,000 more life than Amania, for example, which is a Blossom era monster. This is Galactic, so that life of course is increased. Basically stat wise overall it will be increased for the Galactic era, something to keep in mind of course because it's a new era. That always happens. Now let's take a look at the relics. We have Staff and Essen. That's really good, especially this monster's a supporter, right? So the Staff and Essence are really good. I do like that. Will this monster be meta? Heck yeah. Let's see what else we got here. I See You, that's one of the skill name. It's a low magic damage when enemy applies blind. It's a 0 cooldown, 20 damage and 15 stamina cost. Kind of spammable as long as you have the 15 stamina cost that's needed. Now you have Voodoo Needle, which removes all negative side effects from itself. It's actually spammable, so 0 cooldown, 0 stamina cost. You can spam it as much as you want, but it's only to yourself. It's an NER only to yourself, no one else. Now you also have a possession and blind to an enemy while dealing some damage. That's of course 0 cooldown as well, as long as you have a stamina. What I've actually noticed though is that this monster's stamina cost is pretty high. Look at that, 57, 60, 45, 48, and so on. That's it's high. That's actually a bit high, but I do like the cooldowns. Well, of course the bottom tier, you can see it's 1000, but then the other ones, never mind, that's really high. 3, 3, and 4, 4. Basically the best skills do take a lot of cooldown. So against CDA monsters, I don't think she'll do well that well, because especially if you're not going to be running the tier 3 and 2 skills, for example, or just the tier 3 in general, I would say. But tier 2, there are 3 cooldowns. That's also pretty high. Tier 1 and 0, basically basic attacks, you could probably you know, stand a chance if you're going to be running any of those 0 cooldown skills. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the ultimate, Portals of Nancion. So that's a moderate magic damage while enemies, applies Megastun, Curse, and random negative side effects while enemies. Now, you know, it'd been cool if it actually applied Cold Blood there. So it'd be moderate magic damage while enemies, Cold Blood, and then Megastun, Curse, and random negative side effect. That would be very good, but sadly it's not like that. So if the enemy has Megaton, that Megaton's going to take all those negative side effects. Sadly, there's no PER with that. So make sure to use a PER skill or something before that. Or what you could do, again, I don't know if this is how it works out, but if it does, what you can actually do is pair it up with a monster that could apply positive effect protection. Again, I think P303 does that. And also Slumster, if anybody still uses Slumster, you probably pull off something like that. But overall, the monster is actually amazing. I really like the traits. I really like the fact that the immune to cooldown or immune to control is actually a what's called trait and not really a status caster. And I do like the random positive side effects status caster as well. Now what this monster is really missing is having immune to cooldown as a trait. That would have been really nice. Even as status caster I would accept it, but especially a trait, if she had that, that would have been amazing, because most of her skills are 3 to 4 turn cooldown, the best ones especially. So the best way to kind of stop this monster would be to hit her with CDA. Yeah, hit her with cooldown activation. All right, that's about it. But overall, amazing monster. I wonder if that Galactic era symbol is a part of her stick or staff. I don't think it is. But anyways guys, that's going to be pretty much it for today's monster analysis. I hope you did enjoy the analysis on Lumoona Iwa. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite part of the video was, and let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to max this monster out. This is one of the ones that you want to max out, invest, because it will be used in the long term. I mean, we've seen it with Darkuma, we've seen it with Gahizul, right? Players still use it up to this day because of their random positive side effects. That really helps out in team wars especially. So this monster is going to be dominating in team wars, I can already tell. But PvP wise, I guess in some way, but especially team wars. Team wars is where this monster will be used the most. Watch. Alright, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.